This is BS with Joe. News, culture, and crazy. One blunt conversation at a time. Worried about New York City under Mamdani? Good. Now, be disciplined. We judge by data, not vibes. RGB sets stabilized rents. June 2026. Albany must approve any income tax hikes. CompStat is the safety scoreboard. Budgets in April and January 2026 will show the priorities. Stick with me. Holly 1, the fast beats, okay? A renter's message in a renter's city. He talked about rent freeze, cheaper transit, childcare, city groceries. Small dollar donors and New York City matching funds multiplied his base. A stadium rally, youth turnout, and split opposition, and he sprinted right through the gap. Now, let's talk about some of his promises. Housing, and there's a guardrail that matters, okay? The mayor can push, he cannot decree. The Rent Guidelines Board sets stabilized rents. The next big call is June 2026 for leases starting in October. If hikes sit at 0% while vacancies rise and maintenance complaints spike, that's a red flag you can circle. Can he freeze rents forever? No. The RGB decides. Watch June 2026. If policy pushes towards 0% and buildings show worse conditions, we'll call it with receipts. He also talked about tax the rich. And, all right, who actually holds the pen? New York City cannot raise personal income tax alone. Albany must pass it. If a hike clears the legislature and top earner receipts drop, all right, concerns are validated. Until then, it's a talking point, not a line in the ledger. Tax the rich sounds simple, but state law controls the rate. If Albany passes a hike and high earner revenues fall, then we've got a signal. As far as risk number 3, safety. Let's look at the scoreboard, not speeches. Watch CompStat. Homicide, robbery, felonious assaults. If those trend up for months, that's results, not rhetoric. Also, watch deployment choices, clearance rates, and whether new dollars go to violent crime suppression or get spread thin. The budget reality, all right, poetry meets the calendar. Campaign promises hit 2 dates. January 2026 for the preliminary budget, and April 2026 for the executive budget. If new agencies appear while core services get cut, that's your tell. We'll mark it on air with the documents. 2 dates decide the vibe, January and April 2026. If shiny new programs arrive and sanitation, schools, or patrol hours get trimmed, that's the trade-off. We'll post the pages. As far as migration goes, the tax base and reality checks, post-election moves won't show up instantly. There were polls before the election, people saying that they would leave if Mamdani won. Let's use census, IRS migration, comptroller, IBO, PIT, and sales tax receipts. New York City planning population updates. If net outflow rises and revenues sag, there's your confirmation. If not, that's a different story. The constructive path, what policy would look like if it was better? Targeted relief for renters and a plan to add supply. Faster permits, safer streets, focus cops on violent crime. Protect houses of worship of every faith. Keep right to shelter costs transparent and shared across the city, state, and federal partners. The bottom line is be vigilant, be precise. Track RGB, Albany, CompStat, budget, receipts. We'll score it in public on dates that you can circle with documents you can download. See you at the June 2026 vote.